for your physical, social, spiritual, and economic health. Consume this content every week with positive energy and good intentions. Join me, Devon Travell, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, and my starlit queen, Sinclair, the health nerd, and share this with those you love. You are strong, you are beautiful, and you are ready to live your best life. Look, all I know is Sinclair be speeding. All I know is Sinclair be flying on the freeway.
I do.
You do? It's a little bit. What's going on, beautiful people? We hope y'all are healthy. We hope y'all are wealthy. We hope y'all are doing well. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Devon Travell, the creator of Black Wall Street, the board game. And as usual, I have my beautiful, my smiling, my speed demon queen herself, Mrs. Skr. Please introduce yourself.
What is up, everybody? My name is Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd. Here joining you on a Friday evening, switching it up, all the way up.
Switching it all the way up, and I always like to apologize for any type of variance in quality. We are on the road a little bit. About to see our friend perform in Vegas for what?
For
Whitney,
an evening with Whitney, I think is what it's called. The Whitney Houston show. Shout out to Denzel, doing it big. About to see you tomorrow.
Oh yeah. But still wanted to make sure we give y'all some good content. And before we get officially into it, Queen, can you please hit them with the did you know?
Well, did you know that drinking a glass of water, a big glass of water with lemon as one of the first things you do in the morning can help put your gut into the right pH? That's a lot, so let me break it down.
Break it down.
Break it down. Basically, it's what you're giving yourself what Sean Stevenson, my virtual mentor, calls an inner bath. So we give ourselves baths on the outside all the time, right? To get off all the dirt, all the oils. We want to get those off so we can start clean and fresh for a new day. You want to do the same thing for your insides. And that's what it's going to do, is help put your stomach into the right pH, which is slightly alkaline. So, right, water typically is around 7. That's right in the middle of the pH scale. But actually, for a healthy gut, for your stomach specifically, you actually want it to be slightly alkaline, so slightly above 7. So drinking a big glass of lemon water can help put your stomach into the right pH and make it slightly alkaline to start your day, so you can properly digest all of your food.
There it is, the did you know for the day. Go ahead and drink yourself some water with some lemon. Stay alkaline, my friend. Stay alkaline.
Stay alkaline. Shout out to Chef Leo.
Shout out to Chef Leo. But speaking of alkaline and just putting your body in the right environment, right? I feel like as entrepreneurs, you want to make sure you're being intentional about what content you're consuming. Right, you want to be intentional about what education you're getting and what environment you're in to help you take your business into your mindset to the next level. So today we got Tamika Young, aka Meek, aka the founder of Meek University, who's out here giving people nice, positive, educational, and empowering content to inspire entrepreneurs to take their business to the next level. Queen, are you ready?
I'm ready. But are you ready for some podcast?
All right, we're out. Let's go. Bring them out. Bring them out. Hey, there she goes. What's going on, Meek?
Hey. I love this. This is so dope.
Thank you.
Let's go.
It's been an evolution. You can see this is episode 101. Right. So it took us some time to get here. If you go back to episode 1, it's nowhere near this quality. I'm not going to lie to you.
But welcome to the TH4 podcast. We appreciate you. Can you please, first off, just go ahead? I know we gave you a little sauce. We gave you a little introduction. But if you don't mind introducing yourself and where you're from.
My name is Tamika Young. I go by Meek. Meek University is my business. I am born and raised in San Francisco, California, currently residing in Houston, Texas. I've been here since May of last year.
Nice. From the Bay.
All right. What part of SF?
If we want to be technical, I guess you could say the Fillmore district.
Okay.
Okay.
Used to love the I don't know if it's still there. Used to be an Ethiopian restaurant right down there. Queen of Sheba or something like that. That was delicious. My mom's from the Bay. My nana still lives there, so I got some love there. We about to go visit them in a few days.
Yeah, we'll be there on Thursday. But
I go too.
Oh, really?
Look at that.
We may have to link up.
All right, little round 2. We're in Hunters Point. But I want to talk about entrepreneurship and business ownership, right? Because that's what Meek University is all about. It's what your brand is all about. Why is business ownership important to you?
I feel that business ownership is important because a 9-to-5 will never, I don't want to say never. I get a little slack about this sometimes, but having a 9-to-5 for me, not having a 9-to-5, I have been able to completely create my own lane. The freedom as far as like being with my children, as far as putting a number on the amount of money that I can make. I'm pretty much averaging my yearly salary monthly now. And so
wait,
right. Run it back.
You said you are averaging what you used to get every year. Now as an entrepreneur, you get every month.
Yes.
Crazy.
How does that feel? Because that's where we want to go. Yeah. How does that feel? The fact that you had the bravery to, leave that 9-to-5. And I believe you came from a corporate world. So it wasn't like you were leaving McDonald's. You weren't leaving Walmart, right? You were leaving a solid position and you just bet on yourself and you see, that ROI coming in. How does that feel?
It feels really good because I never planned on being an entrepreneur. Actually, when I quit my 9-to-5, that was not a part of the plan. I dropped my kids off at school. I went to work, and the next thing I know, I had packed up everything in my office and I left.
Wow.
I was a single parent. I didn't have a savings. I didn't have a plan. My credit was jacked up. Like when I say I did not plan on being an entrepreneur, I didn't. And so I can honestly.
And you were living in the Bay?
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Yes.
Woo.
And I can honestly say that's the best decision that I've ever made aside of having my children.
Yes.
No.
It hasn't been a walk in the park, but I wouldn't do I wouldn't do it any different. I wouldn't do it any other way at all.
Love it. So I got a few follow-ups. I don't know if I want to go the kid route first or how'd your journey start? But I think I want to start off with, how did your journey start? So you said you didn't want to start the business, like that wasn't the plan initially. But once you got the idea, can you start walking through like what was the first, if it wasn't Meek University, what was that first business that you started? And how did you just get the ball rolling, starting, fixing your credit and learning about how to launch and build a business?
So let me just say this. The day that I quit my job, I signed up for Uber and I never did anything like that before. I've always had an office job, but I would drive the same hours that my kids went to school, but I knew that couldn't be long term. And so I saw something on Facebook. One of my mom's friend's daughters that posted like this spreadsheet from Amazon. And so I'm like, what is that? And she said, oh, we do drop shipping on Amazon. I had never heard of drop shipping before. And so we talked on the phone for a few minutes. She said she was going to have her mentor give me a call to tell me or teach me about Shopify and drop shipping. I'm a researcher by nature. And so till this day, about 5 years later, I've never gotten a call from right?
Cool.
But I did research on drop shipping and I did research on Shopify, and I started drop shipping hair extensions. And so that was January. So I quit my job June 1st, 2016. I started selling hair extensions January of 2017. I didn't know anything about tech or websites. I made a website. I made a logo. Keep in mind, I was broke, right? I made the website. I made the logo. I started drop shipping hair. I just kind of put it out there on Facebook. And then people that knew me was buying hair. In my third month of selling hair, I made $11,000. And I was like, hold on, struggle is over.
Right.
And so I just started.
Why aren't we selling hair?
That's literally
why
never
aren't
came
we
to
selling
mind.
hair, Sinclair? What?
Look, we need
Get
to look
it
into
together.
this.
Hair is hard. Hair is hard. It's tricky. I'll say that. And so, and then I started investing in classes, and I started changing my mindset, like really doing a lot of like self-work, because the mindset that I have today, I did not have 5 years ago. And so I started taking classes, started selling hair. About 4 months in of selling hair, I reached out to my hair vendor like, hey, I want to come to China. And so since I've hosted about 11 group trips to China, I've taken nearly 100 people over there to cut the middleman out.
That's
and so yeah, it just kind of went from there. So it was the hair and then the China trips, and I would do pop-up shops because I'm like, I need to create multiple things in case one thing gets slow. And I just kept on doing that. And so in 2017, I flew out to Houston and I attended a seminar that was given by someone named Meek as well, Boss Lady on Instagram. And I learned a lot of information at her seminar, but I had been picking up pieces along the way. And I was like, wow, like I've learned so much. It is my duty to put my people in position to get this knowledge.
Yeah.
So then I started doing seminars, Track with Meek. They were $40. So it was just like, it was information on just kind of how to grow your business a little bit. Of course, I know a lot more now. And then just like tips on personal credit and branding and marketing and things like that. And that's pretty much how I started. One thing that I would always say in my seminars is my passion is helping people, but helping people won't make me rich. I'm not rich yet. This will be my $1 million year.
Let's go. Manifest that. Yep.
However, I've made the most money helping people throughout everything that I've done in the last 5 years.
I love it. I love it. Queen, before you ask your question, I want to ask a follow-up back to the kids part, right? Because first off, the story is dope, and it reminds me of kind of Frank Lucas when I'm thinking about, going back to Vietnam, cutting out the Minuteman. Oh, like that's the trip that I see in my head.
Yeah.
But being able to, be in charge of your own time and, teach other people financial literacy and have your kids watching that, what are things that you're hoping your kids are kind of picking up from watching you go out there, grind, start your business? Like, what are things that you're hoping that they're watching or that you're intentionally telling them along your journey?
So my daughter will be 22 this month. Okay. And so I spend a lot of time trying to get her I'm your mother. You should be like making some real money. Like there is nothing in the business space that I can't teach you about. She's finding her way now. She's finding her way now. I've completely threatened her about ruining her credit, because I started ruining my credit so young and did not get it together until I was about 36. I'm 41 now. And so I'm like, I've made all of these mistakes for all of us, right? So you won't have to do that or won't need to do that. My kids will not get it out the mud unless, they decide to take a left turn. I don't know. My son he'll be 13 in June, and he has a hustler mindset, and he's been like that since he was like 5 or 6. He would draw pictures and like sell them to his dad's friends. And every time I would go to China, I started him a cell phone accessories business, and he would leave with a certain amount of stuff and he would come back and have more money. I'm like, well, how did you get so much money? He's like, well, they have to give me a tip because I delivered the product to them. I'm like, oh, okay. Yep. So They're watching. They're definitely watching and taking notes. My son at 12 is like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. Like, you did it. You're successful. They have, my daughter, I mean, she's been with me half my life. So she's seen the struggle. So yeah.
Got you. Go ahead, Queen.
So walk through like your strategy of starting a business. Like, what do you teach to your students on someone came to you like, hey, I'm thinking about starting this business. What would be like the first kind of couple steps you ask them to do?
Yeah, how would you make $11,000 selling hair? That's basically what she's asking.
Okay.
Well, so that's a little, I feel that that's different. So one thing I'm going to say, I don't really take people from the start phase. The majority of the people that I deal with already have businesses. They may be newly in business, but they've already started some part of the process and they're just stuck, right? One thing that I tell everybody is people buy people first. They buy products. They buy products second. So no matter, you know, you may have a really amazing product, but if no one knows you or know about your lifestyle or whatever, then they may not purchase from you. I've built a pretty solid foundation on social media. Like, my main thing is teaching people how to make money on social media. And that's showing up, being consistent. I'm very transparent. I am very open. You know, if I set a money goal and I don't make it, I share it. I don't walk around and act like, oh, you know, I have this and that, and oh, I meet all my money goals. No, if I didn't make it, I didn't make it, you know. And I share these things, you know, so I'm very relatable. So yeah, as far as, like I said, the main thing that I do is teach people how to make money on social media.
Okay, so let's say that I'm a entrepreneur, which that I am.
Yes, you are.
I'm stuck. I got health coaching. My business is, I got my program together, but no one's buying it. What would you, and I'm selling it on social media. What would be like the first couple things that you would, what would we do, right? If I come to you, what would be like working with you kind of look like?
So the first thing I would do, and it depends on how you come. Previously, I took calls. I no longer take calls, but if you were to book a strategy session with me, I would check out your social media, right? And so if you haven't posted in 7 days, in my mind, you're not in business. So people want to see people that are showing up and that are consistent. If you only have like 5 posts, one from 2020, then, you know, that's kind of a red flag. And I see it, you know, I see it all the time, and just kind of tell you that you want to include, and then say you are posting every day and regularly. You know, you want to post some lifestyle stuff in there. If you have children, and I'm not saying you have to plaster your kids all over the internet, but I share a lot of stuff in my story, a whole lot of stuff. Some of the stuff I share in my story, I would never share on my actual page. But you just have to let people know that you're a real person. They want to see you. People are nosy. They want to kind of be in your business a little bit. And at the same time, you have to build a community of people. You have to build a tribe of people. And the way that you do that is through interacting on social media. You know, go live, make a video introducing yourself, like, hey, this is who I am. This is the product and service that I offer. This is how you can work with me. Because sometimes people don't know. You know, you want to have a really clear bio, who you are, where you're located, what it is that you do. You want to have a website. A lot of people don't have websites. If I'm scrolling and I see something I like, I don't want to send you a DM. I don't want to ask any questions. I want to be able to click and go and check you out, and just say you have a boutique, and I go over to your website, and everything there is like from stock, or it looks like it's from your vendor, or all of the bodies in the clothes look like they've had surgery. Well, I may not shop with you either, because I want to know that this can fit me. You know,
Right.
There's a number of things, but one of the main things about social media is showing up and being consistent. Being consistent, building that community, interacting with people, not just expecting people to come over to your page, posting shareable content, you know, that people can share with other people, things like that.
Okay.
Nice, nice. All right. So I'm gonna ask you kind of a random question because I'm a foodie and I'm hungry at the moment right now. Best food spots in Houston. I know whether
Ooh.
there's Breakfast Club, there's
You mentioned some Jamaican spot
cool
one day.
runnings, Jamaican foods, fire for me. But for since you've been there, what are some of the best food spots you like to hit up out there?
There's so many. Breakfast Club is one of my favorite places. The Taste Bar, amazing. Like they do not miss food and drinks, really good. Steak 48 is amazing.
Steak.
Neow's is pretty good. Lost and Found. Um, Crab Queens.
We got options.
Those, yeah. I mean, there's just so many options. I literally just came across like 10 lists with over like 100 restaurants on it. So, but there's really good food here.
So when you're in restaurants, are you able to turn off your business mind? Or are you constantly looking at, okay, Crab Queens, I like what they did here. Okay, yep, this is a good tip. Okay, Breakfast Club, I like their customer service. I like okay, it's a good tip. This spot, ooh, no, that was not it. They need to fix that up. Like, is your business mind on when you're in these restaurants, or are you able to just consume the food and relax?
So my business mind is on, not necessarily about the restaurant, but if I'm sitting there with someone, I'm like, hey, so what you doing? What's going on? So you could do this, you could do that. Like you like that is my whole thing. Of course, customer service is very important to me when it comes to restaurants. But as far as like looking around, checking out, not too much of that. But if I'm sitting there with is a business owner, even if they're not a business owner, I'm like, hey, look, you could do this, you could make that. Like my mind is always in go mode.
Yeah, I feel you. I got that blessing and a curse at the same time
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, we're gonna shift a little bit. I don't know if you prepared for this segment, but we're gonna do the Ask Declare section of the podcast. This is where you have the open time. You can ask us any questions about business, about love, about a health journey, anything like that. And yeah, we will do our best to answer.
Okay. So I will say, so I just started my health journey. What's today? Friday? On Wednesday.
You're fresh.
yesterday.
All right.
Oh,
Yesterday, actually. So I like signed up with a personal trainer. I've never did that before.
Nice.
So my first workout was yesterday. Second today. I'm literally sore from my neck to my toes.
Yeah.
I broke down that the glass of water and the lemon. I like that.
Yep.
Pretty
Yep.
cool. I've been meal prepping for the last few hours. My first time doing meal prep. So yeah, if you guys could just share some tips about just staying like focused, and not even staying focused, but just sticking to it. I don't want to, lose 15, 20 pounds. And it's like, oh, I'm good now. Like, let me just go to the basics, because I love food. I love snacks.
Oh, that's trouble.
Yeah.
Go ahead. This is you. This is your wheelhouse right here.
So the first thing I would recommend is, for whatever habit you're trying to make a lifestyle, right? So you're working out, or you're meal prepping, or you're going on walks, or drinking your water in the morning, whatever it is. I always recommend like habit stacking. So that's, I don't know if you've read Atomic Habits, but they talk about habit stacking in that book. And it's basically, if you already have a habit that is a part of your daily lifestyle or your weekly lifestyle. So if you know that every morning, and a lot of people, like, they get up and the first thing they have to do is go to the coffee maker, right? And get that coffee going, or get your tea going, or whatever it is. If you already know that's something that you do every single day, why not say, okay, before I do that, I'm going to put my shoes on and take a walk around the block? Or why not say, I mean, it could be something as simple as, like, if you want to work on push-ups and getting stronger upper body, like, I'm going to drop down and do 5 push-ups every day before I make my pot of coffee. And it's just a way to make something, a new habit that you're trying to adopt, more integrated into your lifestyle, so it doesn't feel like a burden. and you're more likely to stick with it. So it could be that if you have a business call at the same time every day or every week, right? You could do, I'm going to go take a walk after this call, or I'm going to do this before the call. I'm going to drink my water before this call. So yeah, it really it's up to you, like what habit you want to tack it on to, but that's a really effective way of adopting a new habit and actually making it stick. Because if you just say like, oh, I'm going to walk every day for 25 minutes and you don't put any meat to that, then it's just left up to your emotions, which your emotions are probably going to tell you you don't want to do that, most days. So that's it can start to get a little bit harder that way. It feels like work, like, dang, it's 8 o'clock. I still haven't done my walk. Let me go do it. Whereas if you integrate it into your life already, it's just already, it becomes second nature. Yeah. And then the second thing I would recommend, since you said you like snacks, is I'm always a proponent of like finding something as close to what you like to eat, but that is a little healthier swap, right? That is a good start. So if you like potato chips, right, there are a lot of like healthier alternatives to that. You can get baked chips, you can get kale chips, you can get sweet potato chips, you can get there was another type of chip that I've had, like I think it was, is it called yucca?
Yes, yucca is a thing.
Yes, there are chips with made of yucca. So like there's a lot of different substitutions that you could do. But yeah, and if you're a snacker, I don't know if you're into nuts, but nuts are a great snack because they're high in protein, they're high in fat. They don't raise your blood pressure too much, and they're filling. So if you're looking for a good alternative, I like to, like when I used to go into the office, like have a big bag of nuts or like a can of nuts or whatever. And so, that was just like my clutch snack on, if I'm hungry and I want to go to the vending machine, I'm just going to grab a handful of these nuts instead. And, it's pretty satiating. I like nuts too. So I like a handful of some almonds or some walnuts or cashews. And yeah, they're very nutrient dense as well. So that can be, if you're into nuts or if you don't have any allergies or anything like that, that can be a good healthy snack to add to your repertoire.
Okay, cool. And when I set my mind to something, I get pretty disciplined. So this will be my healthiest, wealthiest year. So
yes.
Yeah.
And you're already doing the meal prepping thing. That is a very big way to make sure you stick to it. If you make all those meals, you're not going to waste them. So, right. So making this, maybe every Friday, that's your meal prep day or whatever it is, making that a part of your routine, you're destined for success.
Yeah. And it was actually pretty fun. So it was cool.
Yes. That's going to make it even more like enjoyable because you're going to start to feel so good, right? Right now you a little sore. I mean, you'd probably have that excitement, which is good. But once that excitement comes down, you still need some motivation to keep going with it. So hopefully the results that you'll feel, like the energy you feel, you'll start to lose the weight or whatever, and that'll keep you going. But yeah, I'm excited for you. Congrats.
I definitely feel energized because I take a nap every day, every single day. But I mean, I wouldn't worked out. I haven't even been in my room since I've been home, and I've been at home since about 1, and it's like 8:30. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
where are you guys located? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. You can get. I just want to give you one more little extra nugget. Have you taken a food sensitivity test before?
I need to because I stopped eating meat a few years ago, and I would eat a lot of seafood. Seafood kind of makes me itch a little bit now.
Okay.
So I need to do that.
Yeah, add that on there and I'll let the queen nerd out on it because I know she loves to do this, but there'll be things on that list that like you wouldn't have thought of, right? Like garlic might be on that list, broccoli, wheat, soy, like just random things that you're not necessarily allergic to, but are still doing a little damage that the queen will talk more about. But yeah, food sensitivity tests, they're not that expensive, and it can be a lifestyle thing where your body doesn't like these things. So for the rest of my life, let me moderate these.
Right. It doesn't have to be for the rest of your life because those things do change. But yeah, it's a really good tool to just figure out what can be causing like internal inflammation that it can present itself in a lot of different ways. It can, for some people, it can be weight gain or inability to lose weight. For others, it can be acne. It could be energy, right? It could be that dip in energy throughout the day. But a lot of it stems from that internal inflammation that happens when we constantly consume things that our bodies don't really vibe with, if you feel me.
Okay.
So it's a really good tool to just feel like I learned I was sensitive to soy. I had absolutely no idea. I had not put two and
She's
two
been
together.
pouring soy sauce on everything.
For real. No, because because like stir fries, fried rice with some brown rice and veggies, like that was something that I was making him, to be healthy, quote unquote. But I had no idea that was something that was that I was sensitive to. And that was a red category for me. So that means like your body really don't like this. So that was really eye-opening for me. And I've been able to completely eliminate, aside from when we go to like a sushi restaurant, there's really no substitution. But aside from that, like when I cook at home, I've completely eliminated soy sauce because I found my alternative, which is for me liquid coconut aminos. So it's like once you can find the alternatives. The great thing is we live in 2022, so there's an alternative for just about anything out there. But it's a really good tool, and I can help you run one if you wanted to do that. The food sensitivity test, but it's a great tool to just kind of start to learn your body and experiment. That can be something if you already have your personal training, your movement journey going, your meal prepping, adding that on, you're going to notice a very big difference once you start eliminating some of those foods that your body's sensitive
to. Okay, sounds good.
Okay, you had a follow-up. I think you were gonna say where we at.
Yeah, where are you guys from?
Got you. So I'm from San Fernando Valley, outside of LA area, kind of like the Vallejo of LA, a little bit out there. Queen.
I'm from Riverside, California, which is like southeast Inland Empire area.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the Sacramento of NorCal.
Sure.
No. No. I like being connected. Like,
I don't know what it would be like. Maybe like I was gonna say like a Fairfield, but it's not like a Fairfield. No, it's bigger than Fairfield. No disrespect to Fairfield.
Shout out to Brio. But yeah, so SoCal, we did go up and we went to UC Davis though, so we have some beautiful memories up there. NorCal, a lot of folks up there.
And then I lived in San Francisco for the first year after I graduated. I worked in Oakland, lived in San Francisco. It was a journey.
Yeah. So what made you guys start this podcast, and like what type of business is attached to it?
Beautiful question. Queen, you want me to go? You got it.
You got it.
So we started the business True Health Forever, and then it evolved into the podcast eventually. But we started the business right after graduating from college in 2016. And our kind of goal was, how can we start our health journey together as we're building out our family, as we're trying to look at, other people in our family who have diabetes, high blood pressure, suffer from heart attack and heart disease. Like, how can we kind of start shifting that family culture a little bit for our kids and people around us? So that's where we started True Health Forever, which started off as a beautiful blog where we made 5 cents on that WordPress through ads. But started off as a blog, YouTube channel with some very bad YouTube videos on there. And then eventually, as we were just kind of getting used to putting out content, getting in front of the camera, learning more health stuff, as the Queen dove into I'm really going to research this health stuff. I'm going to know what I'm doing. As I started to really dive into financial literacy, then we started the podcast in 2019, right? And we've been going strong since 2019. It has, evolved since then. And the businesses that are attached to it are, one, have you heard of Black Wall Street, the board game?
I heard it in the beginning of this podcast. No, I have not.
Oh, me, we got to put you on. Okay. So Black Wall Street, the board game, is the board game that we made in 2017, built on the history and legacy of Tulsa's Black Wall Street. Right. So around the board are real businesses from historic Greenwood, historic Tulsa. And as you're going around, when you land on Madam CJ Walker Beauty Salon, you have two options. Thank you, Jair, for the website plug. You have two options. You can, one, use Madam CJ Walker Beauty Salon. Get you some hair extensions that you just bought from Meek, right? And put them in, for $50. Or you can pay $200 and you can own Madam CJ Walker Beauty Salon as a sole proprietor. You then can invest in your business, make it an LLC. And then once you have all the barbershops or all the beauty salons on the board, you now can start making individual corporations all throughout the board. So that's how the game works. We started that in 2017, and that game has gone through 3 editions now. That is probably the primary revenue generator, but we also have some clothes, and then the queen in 2021 at the end, but more strongly 2022 has launched health coaching.
Yes, so I'm a health coach, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. So I have, like he said, maybe 2019 or something like that, I really dove into the physical health aspect in terms of listening to podcasts and reading books, and found that was my passion. And then started doing health coaching mid last year. And then quit my job, my full-time job, and went in full-time. So yes, now I have, my focus right now is weight loss, helping women lose weight through functional diagnostic nutrition, but basically just focusing on holistic health. I'm a very holistic health enthusiast. So I incorporate stress management, we talk about sleep, your movement, and then that nutrition is probably the biggest piece. So, with my clients, I help them, I run food sensitivity tests, so they can figure out what they're sensitive to. And we basically develop the perfect diet plan for them. And then they get their weekly recipes, for them to be able to meal prep and know exactly what they need to be eating to lose their weight and, get healthy.
Cool. Maybe I can have you come speak on I have an unstructured mentorship program. Maybe you can come in and share some information.
Absolutely. Love that. Yeah. What was it called again?
It's called the Unstructured Mentorship.
Unstructured mentorship. I like that.
Plug it. So getting back to Meek, right? We want to learn a little bit more about you, whether it's in your unstructured mentorship or Meek University. What are some social media tips, right? Some nice tangible tips where if anyone's listening, you don't got to give all the sauce, right? Because we're gonna have people enroll at the end of this. But right now, if they're listening, what's a nice tangible tip that they can do to their social media page to get more following or to do a better job at promoting their brand, right? Because you never heard of Black Wall Street, the board game. So I'm doing something wrong, Meek. Help me.
But guess what? I'm going to post it as soon as we get off here. Send me the link.
Yes.
I'm going to post it. One thing that I'll say is right now, Reels, right? Reels are doing really, really amazing numbers. So I would say for sure post Reels. And carousel posts, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that is a post where you post multiple pictures and or videos in one post. Try to stay away from posting flyers with information because people don't read anyway, right? So, and Instagram does not put that type of stuff in front of a lot of people. What they do put in front of a lot of people are things that are trending in the media, right? So whatever was going on during the Super Bowl, when Kanye was trending over the Super Bowl, I reached out to my mentees like, hey, he posted this thing holding a yellow piece of paper, and I'm sure you guys saw them different places. So he had posted my page did not get hacked, and he put the date on there. It was just a yellow piece of line paper. So then I went and cropped it and put I shopped with Meek University with Kanye holding his paper. And so and using the hashtags and things like that. And you can do that for pretty much anything that is trending in the media because they will put that in front of a lot of people. If you're following people with big followings, those people know that they have to respond to at least the first 4 comments. So if you turn on your notifications for them, they post something, you're one of the first people to comment, they are going to respond to you. If you say something that, they really like or whatever, they'll pin it. I've had several comments go viral on other people's pages.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Sean, you about to get notifications right now.
That's a good one.
One thing that I recommend is on Saturdays, do a small business Saturday post. And it's literally, it can just say small business Saturday. And then in the comments, you're like, promote your business. Because what's going to happen is people are going to tag their businesses. They're going to tag their friends. People are going to share that post. It's going to get to a lot of people because I don't care who you are, how big your following is. You'll only be able to convert 2 to 3% of your following. So the goal is to always get more eyes on you. So last thing for that is show up on your slowest, brokest, maddest, saddest day. Show up. So
look, that was $1 million worth of game right there.
Oh yeah.
Notifications. Pick your top folks. Get the notification and put some nice stuff in the comments. You'll get some followers and some attention there. And I like the small business Saturday because that's an easy thing that you can be doing every week or once a month. Woo, Meek, appreciate you. That was good. I like
guys, one more. I'm gonna give you one more. On Thursday, you can do it on whatever day, but I like to call it Thankful Thursdays, right? And so I would buy Starbucks, and this is a form of marketing as well. I would buy a Starbucks gift card, put like $100 on there, screenshot the barcode, post it on my page, like, you know, happy Thankful Thursday, Starbucks on Meek. My caption would say, make sure you tag me in your story, letting me know what you got. It's a form of marketing. Other people are like, well, who's buying people coffee? You know, so they'll come and check you out.
So I don't trust people. How do you know that they're not just going to buy the whole thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want $100 in one person.
So I've been doing this for like 3 years. That just happened to me the last time I did it. Like, and what's interesting is I'll put like 100, the max you can do is $100. And then I would sometimes add another 100, just kind of depending on how it would go. So what something like that just happened to me. Someone literally went and bought a Starbucks cup that was like $30 and they bought 2 drinks. I went off, right? And so then, but you can kind of like just load that card up and that's it, you know, and pray it doesn't happen. However, I had it linked to my debit card. So then there was a person that was going to Starbucks. They went every day for like a week straight.
Oh no.
But, you know, I don't like to think that, I don't like to think like that, right? So it's like, I keep saying, I'm never buying Starbucks again. I'm sure I will, you know, but just put $100 on there and it's pretty much, it's on there until it runs out. So hopefully that people are honest and do the right thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I like that one too. Yeah. Okay, so really quickly, I know we got a few questions left for you. Meek University, right? I know you got a lot of stuff on there. Can you give folks just a little bit of a run? I know a lot of stuff on there, but give folks a rundown on why they should join Meek University. And if you're listening, if you're watching, head to meekuniversity.com, check out what they have available. But if you can kind of just give us a rundown of the types of courses and types of things that you're teaching in Meek University.
So just a little bit of background on Meek University first. So it's a business I built on social media. I built a multi-6-figure business on Instagram. I won't even say social media because Instagram is my platform. I manifested a building. So there is a physical Meek University in Vallejo, California.
Nice.
That I opened during the pandemic. And so I did multiple classes there on business credit. I'm really, really known for business credit as well. I can build your business credit, or I can teach you how to build your own business credit, as well as teach you how to start a business credit business. And so that's one of the things. And then, like I said, making money on social media. I teach people how to get into the CBD industry, which is a really thriving industry. And I have a lot of people that are in different field. So like, for instance, my unstructured mentorship was designed just in January, because I was done with coaching and mentoring and all of this stuff, because people, they sell so much fluff. And there's so many gurus. I'm like, I don't want to be associated or attached to these people. But I had a call with my good friend, Dr. Candace, and she was like, but they aren't Meek. And I was like, I love teaching and pouring into people and just like, and so I created this unstructured mentorship. I've had other mentorships where it's like, okay, for 6 weeks, this is what it is. Week 1, we're covering this. Week 2, we're covering this. But the unstructured is really like loose. And it's just like, hey, how are you feeling today? Because if you aren't okay mentally, you can't be good for the business, the kids, the spouse, nothing. Like, you have to be okay with yourself. So it's really just laid back. But within that, we cover a lot of different topics. And like I said, I have my friends that are in different fields of expertise come in and teach about getting into trucking, real estate, fix and flips, business credit, personal credit, business insurance, taxes. There's tax professionals that tell you to write everything off. Nah.
No, don't do that. Oh, dog,
No.
talk to me.
What? No, you can't write everything off, because when you go to buy a house, they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, where's the profit? See, what happens is, people go to tax professionals and you're expecting them to lead you in the right direction. But they know that for the most part, people want to get money back, which is cool. But it comes a time where when you're out of a certain tax bracket, like, you have to pay to play. I got a home built here in Houston, and no, I didn't want to pay my taxes, but I had to pay $19,000 in taxes the day before I closed on my home, because if I would have wrote everything off, then the IRS would have been like, well, how can you afford a home? And you lost everything. Because when we're writing things off, we're taking a loss. Right? So yeah.
So that's a big nugget right now. I think you just possibly changed the trajectory of our business right here. So if we want to someday buy a building or build a building like you did in Vallejo, we need to make sure that even after write-offs, there's still profit that lets us be able to afford that building.
Absolutely. So the building in Vallejo, I'm leasing that building, but my house I got built. Yes. So you for sure want to show a profit, a decent profit. Yeah. So
you just got to take that L on taxes,
huh?
So you just got to take that L with the taxes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She says, like, yeah, just pay the 19,000.
Right.
I mean, like I say, you got to pay to play, because it's like, on paper before tax season, it's like, oh, I made 6 figures or multiple 6 figures. But then when it comes time to do your taxes and you take all these write-offs, it's like, well, that's not a business. That's a hobby. And you've been doing it how long? How many years? You think you may want to reconsider? So it's just something to think about.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Thank you for that. Noted, deposited. Queen, I know I got one more question, but do you have one before I hit it?
Hit it.
No? Okay. So you said at the beginning of this that, your mindset shift was one of the biggest things, right? When you look back at yourself back then, it's completely different. Can you talk a little bit about what is your mindset now, and what were some of those books? You said webinars or seminars. What were some of those seminars that you were able to go to really shift and create the $1 million a year Meek that we see, the healthy and wealthy Meek that we see today?
Two books I'll give you guys. The very first book that
you're good.
Okay,
This
okay.
All part of the plan.
Okay. The very first book that I read was The Instant Millionaire. And that's where I learned about OPM, which is other people's money that we don't talk about often. I think we're talking about it more now, but prior to, I had never really heard about or knew much about OPM, other people's money. And so Instant Millionaire, the other book is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. That was a really big one as well, because it lets you know that the reason that we deal with money the way we do, like whether you grew up and you always heard, don't get in this store and ask me for nothing, I ain't got no money, you know, or just different things like that, or, oh, money is the root to all evil, or that's for the rich people, just things like that are the types of things a lot of us heard growing up. But when I read those books, I just kind of had a better understanding. And so as far as my mindset, it started shifting because, you know, 5 years ago around this time, which is tax season, I would have been trying to go to like the Louis store and buy a bag because I had worked all year and felt like I deserved a bag. When in actuality, the only thing that I did was taking care of my kids and went to work. And so, and I had, you know, a few bags at the time, which I immediately sold them. I haven't bought a designer bag since. And I remember making a post saying that the next time I buy a designer bag was after I made six figures. I've made multiple six figures. The only designer bag that I've purchased came from China for $50. But even with that, I remember thinking back like, oh, like I would never buy. I mean, I would never wear anything fake. If I have to wear something fake, I don't want, please give me all the fake. So it was really just a major mindset shift. The people that you interact with, that you talk to on a regular basis, you have to let some people go along your journey, which is unfortunate, but is needed. You know, no love lost, but sometimes you're on your way somewhere that they're not. You know, certain conversations you have to stop having. With that, back to social media, unfollow all of your friends and family members, because I don't follow any friends or family. I don't want to see how their kids are doing or anything. I can call or text their phone. I need to follow people that I can learn from or that inspire me to get my stuff together and get to where I'm trying to get to.
And that's on your personal, on your business, or on all social media. You're just like, I'm not following. If I rock with you, I will call you.
So I have a personal page on Instagram. I'm hardly ever there. If I do, I post and go. But as far as like scrolling and interacting, no, it's a distraction. They can be going through something before you know it, you're on comment 99 and you should be posting on your business page. And it's like, oh, I don't have time, but you've been lurking and trolling all day.
That's a fact. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, I think that's it. King, you got any other questions?
I mean, if you care to share, it doesn't have to be specifically how you're going to make the million, but when you think about your next 5 years, right, of Meek University or any other ventures that you have, what do those 5 years look like? What's a big audacious goal that people can look forward to Meek accomplishing within the next few years?
So I'm currently in real estate school, and I feel like because of my online presence that I would do well in that space, but I really want to focus on helping first-time home buyers and entrepreneurs buy their homes. It was a pretty stressful process for me being a single entrepreneur doing it. And so I want to help people in that space. So that'll be a part of my $1 million plan. I have a TV show that'll be airing soon.
Congrats! Let's go.
Yeah.
It's called Meeks Digital Millionaires. And so each session is like a coaching session where I'm helping business owners turn as many things in their current businesses digital, and it'll be airing on most streaming platforms.
Nice.
Let's go. I got so many more questions now. Dang it.
We reel it in. We gonna be here for hours.
Go Sinclair. Bro.
But yes, the king is really big into films, and he's got screenplays and movie ideas. So I'm sure just wondering how you even like get into that space, just to prime you for all of the questions and emails that are going to come following this podcast. But yes, we appreciate you joining us today. Definitely dropped a lot of nuggets that I know we're gonna take. So hopefully any entrepreneurs out there that are listening, y'all heard the nuggets. Get on social media, stay consistent, know your audience, all that good stuff. And check out Meek University. All right. Drop the handle one more time. We got Meek University on social media, on Instagram, and meekuniversity.com. So we're gonna do updates. Time for updates.
Yeah, we do. I appreciate you, Meek, and if your time allows, I do want to have you come on back, or this can be a different conversation, because yes, definitely want to talk about TV, and we didn't dive into the business credit. I know that's a big thing for you as well, but we did get to know you a lot, and I appreciate your time. All right?
No problem.
Updates. What do we got? So we are going to a conference, the Black Students of California United Conference, this Saturday in Sacramento, California. I'll be talking and giving a speech to the kids on how to. I'll be talking to the kids on how to start a business and the history of Tulsa's Black Wall Street. So shout out to all the youth that are going to be there. Hopefully they get some good nuggets. We are also premiering the first episode of the Black History Adventures of Rose and Rodney. Hey, yeah. That's going to be premiering March 26th. So tickets will be on sale very, very soon. And NFTs will also be on sale very, very soon. So make sure y'all look out for that. You can check it out, the updates at playblackwallstreet.com, or you can follow us on Instagram, playblackwallstreet, and you will get those. Appreciate all the love. And I'm going to do better to make sure that Meek sees us on the timeline.
That part. So over here with the Queen to Queen program, we are still launching our beta weight loss program. It is a 90-day program that'll have you looking great for the summer. We're about 90 days away, so make sure you check us out and book a qualifying call. And again, I did mention this is the beta program, so we're in the testing phase, which means you getting the heaviest discount that I will ever offer. So get in right now. Queen to Queen, the number 2, queen2queencoaching.com. Book your qualifying call, and we'll talk about if the program is right for you and if you're right for the program, and we'll have you looking right for the summer.
There it is. Meek, before you get out of here for your amazing rest of your night, parting words for the beautiful people.
One thing I want to say is stop telling people all your ideas. If you have an idea, just put it out there. A lot of times people are looking for validation from people that aren't valid. If you came up with the idea, you think it's an amazing idea, just put it out there.
Wow. I think that just helped us create our podcast name, because we've been thinking about changing the podcast name. We're like, oh, we don't know what people think. We took a vote. They didn't vote for us. You know what? Thanks, Meek. We appreciate you. We're about to change our podcast name.
We are.
And can I say here live for the first time?
If you want. This ain't going to be the official launch, but if you would like to give them a sneak peek.
Look, the True Health Forever podcast will be going through a rebrand, and it will be called the M4 podcast, which stands for Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making. Y'all stay tuned. Queen.
King.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in to the M4 podcast, where we live our best life and we teach y'all how to get to the money, but also by staying healthy. I'm your host, Devon Travell, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game.
I'm Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd.
We hope y'all stay healthy. We hope y'all stay mentally wealthy. And of course, we hope y'all stay true.
Thank you for tuning in to the True Health Forever podcast. We hope you learned something valuable that you can take and implement into your life. Now, we've all heard that sharing is caring, and this podcast is no exception. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, a family member, a coworker, a stranger walking down the street, anybody who you think can level up from this message. As always, we appreciate your support, and we'll talk to you next week. Be well.